Hello, my name is Jelani, um, and I've been struggling pretty hard recently with relationships with my father, relationships with my family, as far as the mother of my child and my daughter. Being a father, like that's been a struggle. Work. Um, Thankfully, I was put in a position to where I don't have to pay rent anymore right now with my father. And he has helped me in a moment of, me and my baby mother kind of just going our separate ways as of right now, because I have messed up plenty of times in the relationship. And that's on me. I just gotta suck it up and just take it for what it is. But I just want to use this platform to just be honest, because I just don't feel like I have anybody really to talk to. And I just been dealing with a lot of like emotional things like around my life and internally, just everything is just emotional right now. And I'm just trying to find a way to, an outlet. And I go to God and I pray to God, and my beliefs are that Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and that's what I believe, and I'm gonna stick by that. And there are some people that I have relationships with that, like my father, my father that used to be more of a Christian, like the typical Christian, or and believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins. And we kind of just had a conversation the other day, and it's just like, he doesn't believe in that anymore, and that scares me because I love my father. I'm sorry if I'm like shaky. I'm just a little like nervous and emotional, because this is just not me to do stuff like this, because I'm not the best at speaking at all. And I kind of have like, I say I have this anxiety, but I don't like to speak on it too much. But I like to speak. That's literally all I do. I talk and I talk and I talk, but camera shy, yeah, definitely that. That's exactly what I am a little bit sometimes. But yeah, as far as my father, like, he just kind of just switched up his look on religion, life, and his spiritual life. And that's somebody I kind of looked up to heavy. And we have a lot of like past traumas and how he fathered me and all that. And even through all the stuff he's done, I still looked up to him, almost idolizing him a little bit, like growing up, just out of like maybe fear for him, out of just love, and him just being my father naturally. Like that can tend to happen, like, but I've been through a lot in life. I have testimonies that whenever I'm ready to share, maybe I will share. And, Lord willing, all the things that, I need to get off my chest, I can, whatever God allows. But my dad just he just switched up his look. Like, he doesn't really worry or believe heaven and hell. Like, he doesn't really go for that anymore. He doesn't really believe that Jesus died on the cross for our sins, at least the way I'm seeing it. It just kind of all switched up. Like, things that are important to know about when you have a relationship with Jesus, he's kind of just strayed away from and kind of got into other things that I really don't understand. But they're just almost like, I understand he doesn't want to follow after the religion, but it's kind of like, I feel like the history of Christianity has painted a picture to him that kind of looks like just not trustworthy, because the people that were so-called Christians in history, he doesn't want to believe that. Like, you got to think about it, all the Christians that there was, like, there's a lot of terrible Christians, probably more terrible Christians than good, and that hurt, because I'm just like, ever since I've built my relationship with Jesus, I've just wanted everybody to know, like, I used to do shrooms, I used to do LSD, I used to do all types of drugs like years ago. Like I used to be homeless for years. I used to just hang around anybody, doing anything, just relaxing, just not even relaxing, but just coasting through life with no real meaning. Cause I just had like my heart was just hurt, you know, after the divorce. And I'm just speaking to try to get you to understand who I am. I can get more into all these things in other videos if that's to happen. But I've struggled with, like, kind of lost my train of thought, but I've struggled a lot in life, and I just feel like this is a time to just let people know, like whenever I was building my relationship with God, like he was just like, tell people. Like that was one thing he was telling me. Like he was just like, tell people about me. But it wasn't even like instant. Like it was more of like I needed to build my relationship with God, understand him, read the Bible, understand what I'm talking about. But I think what I'm now realizing is share what you do know. I'm not saying to tell people stuff that you don't know about, but tell people about your life and how, like, tell people your testimonies, like, tell people about your life and how it's affected you, and let people take for whatever they get out of that. But everything that I'm telling you is natural and is, I'm gonna make sure I take accountability and stay prayed up as much as I can. And even though I'm lost right now a little bit when it comes to like confidence and understanding and hearing God and like showcasing that to people, and it can just get confusing to me, so I just speak from my experiences. And maybe this is, like I had it in my heart. I was watching a YouTuber today, not really good with remembering names, but I might share that with you later on in another video. But he was just like, now is the time right now to just get out there and share your testimony. And this is something that's I've been going through for years of just holding inside. I would tell people, every once in a while, like after I went through those shroom trips, let's get back to that. After I was like, I used to just be on shrooms, drugs. I did meth one time. I used to smoke weed heavy. I used to smoke blacks every day. I'm still smoking blacks because I just haven't fully gotten past it. Now I just want to expose myself and the things I've been through. Because who cares at the end of the day? Like, that was one thing that I got out of this. Like, I spent my whole life caring way too much about what people think. But let me not go too far into it. But I used to do shrooms pretty heavy and LSD, like with a friend Wyatt, and he was a really cool guy. And I got a little too heavy into it and liked it too much because it was a time when I was depressed. Like my dad was kind of like a very aggressive father, and I needed space away. And they kind of got divorced. Like my stepmom and my dad got divorced when I was like 18, 19, and I'm still at the house. So my dad was just like, you want to stay with me or do you want to go figure it out? So I went and I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't abnormal for me to be like, get emotional and leave the house. So I think that was kind of an emotional thing and also like a fearful thing of being around them, even though that's what I'm doing now, but that's years and years from now. But yeah, I used to just do shrooms with my friends, and I had an experience. My first experience was at his aunt's house, and we're just getting high on shrooms. This was not my first experience, but this is like my first like spiritual encounter through it. And I just remember everything was just cool. I was getting high, and I just remember I was just like, oh my God, like this is great. Like, oh my God, like this is the greatest feeling that I've ever felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just remember everything just clicked, and I'm just like, and for some reason, nothing was explained, but everything was understood to a degree as far as it snapped, and this is not the, like, everything looked physical because this was I guess it was just my transition. It's not like I like stopped breathing for a while. I don't know, but I'm explaining. Try not to. But everything just snapped. And I remember I was just looking at my friend, and I was just like, yo, like, and the crazy thing is he looked at me and he was just like, yeah, I didn't even look at, this is what happened. Everything snapped and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like I knew what it was. It almost felt like I died, but I was still like in this physical world, but it just, nothing felt the same. And I remember I looked at him and I was just like, and like just jaw dropped, surprised. And I texted him and I was just, no, in my head, I was like, if this is like, for something was in my head, like, if this is real, text me. And for some reason, I'm just on my phone. He's like on the other side of the, like I'm in the living room. He's in the kitchen, dining room area. And I'm just like, if this is real, he should be able to be on the level, because he's high too. So he should be able to be on that level with me. And I'm just like, text me on Snapchat. Like, I'm like, text me. In my head, I didn't say this out loud. And then I just start seeing him type. I start seeing me typing. Like, he was just typing. And I was like, what? Like I could swear to you, like, I never said anything out loud. I didn't say, hey, Wyatt, text me. I didn't say, hey, yeah, I didn't say none of that. Try not to just keep saying his name and putting his business out there, but yeah, I was like, text me, and then I started seeing it typing. I didn't even read the text. I didn't see what it said. I was just instantly like just started looking up at him. And I guess I was out of it, because in this world, it seemed like it wasn't that much of a change. But he looked back at me and he was like, yes, like he was God. Like it almost felt like God was speaking through him, and he was like, yes, this is happening. Like, and I'm not gonna remember everything, so don't take my word. But I'm just sharing my experience from what I remember. But he was just like, yes, this is happening. Like, this is happening. Like, yes, I am him. Like, this is, like almost like he was trying to tell me I'm God without even saying it. And I already knew. He didn't even have to say anything. He was just like, yes. And it was such a loving and like careful like way of approaching. Like, don't panic. It's okay. Don't panic. It's organic. Like, it's okay. Like, this is real. I am real. Like, just imagine your whole life being like a lukewarm Christian, not really knowing, and then out of nowhere, it's just like, boom. And now you're being shown that like everything that you thought is actually the truth. So like, dang, like when that snapped, bro, like my whole life just opened up. I was just like, what? Like, that's crazy. And fast forwarding into later, because everything kind of skipped. That's kind of how shrooms go. Like, you'll kind of get into a sober moment, then you won't. One thing I didn't mention before, I had another friend that recently kind of turned schizophrenic. Not kind of, he was, but he was taking medicine for it. So we used him as a trip sitter, and this is somebody that we were was a trustworthy person for these type of things before that. And we kind of like started hanging back out with him once he started taking his medicine. So we were like, okay, it's a good idea for him to become a trip sitter. Idiot. He played as the devil. And that's funny because I had experiences before, which I'll share, with him approaching me aggressively after he had the schizophrenic, and he was like hallucinating and like approaching me aggressively, maybe because of the spirit that I had, like the spirits. I don't know. I really don't know too much around that. But yeah, like he just looked at me. Like I just looked at him and I was just like, dang, like this is actually happening. And I remember something was like, the devil like tried to like stop in between that. Like it would fade, like I would get like everything would fade. Everything was like bluish white whenever he was speaking. Like everything was just bright and just great, and it just felt secure. I just felt loved, even though he didn't have to do anything in the moment. But I just went up to him and I was just like, man, like I love you. Like I'm just so glad to know that you're real. But then it's like if the wave kind of calmed down, and then like the other wave came in with the devil and my other friend that was schizophrenic, and it was kind of like orangey, reddish, dark, and like like when in the movies, whenever they had the suspenseful, scary music, like in a horror movie, and it's like, and it just, the vibrations just felt like that. And he was just laughing at me. He's just like, you're stupid. Like, he just like, just laughing at me, just like I'm pathetic, and just like, I got you now. Cause like once that suspenseful music started to come, you gotta think about it, I'm still high in the moment, you know? So I'm like fearful, like everything's super emotional. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my God. Like I'm starting to be afraid, because I'm like, what am I gonna do now? Like, maybe this is all the trick the devil got me. And he's just like, he just told me a lie. He's just like, your dad got shot. And I've always cared for my dad and always feared that something would happen to him for some reason. He was like, your dad got shot. And he was like, here, pick up the phone right now. I bet you call him, he won't pick up. That's what I did. I was so scared. I'm shaking. I'm like, pick up the phone, call my dad. He didn't answer the phone. And I'm like, dropped the phone, like started weeping. And then fades away, comes back, and God is like, don't let him, don't, like, it's almost like, it's okay, son. Like, don't let this, don't let the devil get into your head. Like, it's okay. And I hugged my friend, the one that was supposed to play as God. Like, I hugged him. And man, this hug was the most peaceful, loving, secure, like, hug. It just felt like everything was gonna be okay. And I knew that. And I hugged him, and I'm like, I didn't want to let go of him. I was just like, nah, stay. Like, I'm just like, please stay. Like, I love you so much. I about kissed my friend on the neck, like, just how excited I was. I held myself back, though. But it was just like a natural love. Like, it was just like, man, like, I felt so safe and secure. I felt like I just felt the power of him just made everything else just appear just like that. And, so basically, I was hugging him. I was just crying in his arms, weeping. Then I remember while I was doing that, I started to wake up. Like, I started to get through that phase of like sobering up, because that's kind of how it is. Like, you can be in your peak and have a sobered up moment, and then you go back and you're like out of it again. But while I was hugging him, like, I started to wear off, and I guess I was sitting on the couch and he was holding me and he was shaking me, and I'm like this, just out of it. I guess that's what really was happening. And because this is kind of what he told me the story later. He was like, he was shaking me, trying to get me to wake up, and I wasn't really getting up. Then I finally got up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Jesus is real. Like, I'm trying to get it to him before the high, like, takes over again. But long story short, like, it was just a constant torment that night of like battling with the devil, and I could almost see like red horns when he was playing with me, like throughout the night. Like, I don't really, like, I feel like the trauma of it kind of like I forgot. Maybe in the moment it's just not hitting my head, or it might not just be important to speak about it. But later on in the night, or in the day, like later on, as the highs are wearing off, I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, I'm telling him, like, nah, like, this is not right. I need to get out of here. There's something bad in here. I'm telling him that talent is I'm telling him everything. And they're just like, yo, you just, like, it's okay. This is what happens, bro. You just gotta chill. Like, this is what happens. So, and I forgot to mention, whenever he showed me the phone, and my dad didn't pick up, he told me, get in the closet, like the devil. My friend said, get in the closet. And I remember I went in the closet, it's pitch black, and for some reason I just got this anger. I had this anger against the devil inside of me. I'm just like, I go to the wall, I feel a presence behind his aunt's, in his aunt's closet. I felt a presence behind all the clothes, and it's completely dark in the closet. It's a walk-in closet. And I like poke my head through it. I feel like it's something evil on the other side. So it's kind of like another, like if I were to move it, it would be like black in another dimension. But I didn't see anything. But I stuck my head in through the clothes like it was freaking Narnia. Like, I stuck my foot through Narnia, but I stuck my head in through the clothes. And I remember just feeling a hot breath, like a dragon type of thing. And it was just breathing in my face. And it was like, I think I remember like threatening me and trying to put fear in my heart. And I said, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus, like straight to his face. And that's whenever like I started to see, it was like, okay, all right, chill out. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I rebuke, and I just kept saying it until it went away. Then I ran out the closet. Then I ran past my friend Talon. I ran out the door, and I just kept going. I was just like, God, wherever you want me to go, just lead me. And it was almost like a magnet. So I'm gonna just reenact it so you can see what I'm saying. It's almost like a magnet was just leading me the way of where he wanted me to go. And I'm just walking. Like, it felt like he was pulling me away. I was just like, God, I'm not even, this is not even me. I'm just so afraid in this moment. I'm just like, just lead me, because I had no idea where to go or what to do. So I'm just walking, following, blah, blah, blah. And I remember it led me, dang, my knees are bad. It led me to a point like where I almost walked towards like a man and his son and like an innocent person and innocent people, and he kind of was like saw me walking towards them, and he kind of just walked away. He's just like, all right, he looked like he high, like walked away. So then I like it led me another way. Like it was like a train track. Like it was almost like this is where you're gonna go, and this is like you can't do nothing about it. Like magnetic, like an electronic magnetic train track. But I'm walking it, and it swerved me to the right upstairs to this, because this is an apartment complex. So it had me go upstairs, and I remember the suspense of me going upstairs. I'm like, okay, where is this taking me? Like I'm going all the way to the 3rd floor. Then I remember getting up there, and I start to feel like it's getting hot. It's getting hot. And then I see a fire extinguisher on the wall as I go on the 3rd floor. And I'm like, oh shoot, what does this mean? Like now that I'm going up, the only way is down now. So I'm like, oh, like I'm still high in the moment. Like it's where, like this is the part where it's starting to like, it's kind of like taking over. And I see the fire extinguisher. I'm like, oh shoot, there's no way but down from here. Like fire, fire. Like everything just started to get red and like, woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? And that's whenever I had no other choice but to go down. And that's when I just started weeping, and like I was weeping. I was just like, please no, please no. And then like for some reason I couldn't stop myself, and it was just like, it's not like I couldn't stop myself, but the wanting to follow God was so much strong. It was so strong in the moment. I almost felt like just do it because you know it's right, even if you're afraid. And I guess that was the me conquering my fear of the devil and hell. The like just knowing hell's a thing. Like even if the devil is trying to make it seem like this is what is going on, just like if you're walking with God, just you can go straight in the face of the devil. You can go straight down into hell. Just like what I'm saying. If you have God with you, ain't nothing can do nothing about that. So I walked down them stairs weeping and crying. I'm just like, whatever. I felt like it was just like I was gonna walk down the stairs and everything was like a freaking like a portal, and then I was just gonna end up walking into hell for real. Like that's how messed up I was. But you gotta think about it. It's the heart of the situation that mattered the most. That's what I learned after that. It was the heart of the situation, not exactly what was really happening. That's what a lot of friends after I got high was trying to put in my head, like, oh, you were just high, you were just, it wasn't real, it wasn't this, it wasn't that, cool, whatever, cool. But I knew what was in my heart, you know what I'm saying? So I knew. But I just remember walking downstairs, and I get down there, and then it fades away. But then I start to have this weird feeling, like it started to feel like there was helicopters in the sky. I was like, I was hearing helicopter. I couldn't see him. I'm looking up. Couldn't see him. Then for some reason, while I'm walking past the cars, kind of like just towards a dead end, like I don't even know what it was for. My goodness, I have no idea where I was walking. Like I just walked down the stairs, came out the apartment, and I'm just walking out. And I'm walking towards like a dead end area with cars parked on the side, and they started to look like undercover police. And while I'm hearing the and something in my head was just like, get on your face, just like this. It's exactly what I did. It's exactly what I did. I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, and I get on my stomach, and I put my hands behind my back, because I'm thinking I got caught. I don't even know what I did. And what's funny is I didn't even mention, I probably did think I did something wrong, because while I was running out from the beginning, I kind of threatened my friends like I was gonna do something. Like I saw a knife on the counter, and he had a broken arm, I think, so he couldn't even defend himself if he wanted to. This is the white one. This is the other friend too. Like both of them, I was threatening both of them because I was just afraid while I was walking out after I seen the devil, and I didn't see him, but I felt the presence of this dragon or whatever was on the other side. Even though I know that's not the appearance of him, but whatever demon that was on the other side, it freaked me out so much when I seen them. They tried to stop me from going outside, and I said, no, you're not gonna stop me. And I saw a knife on the counter. Cause I got aggressive. I got so aggressive to where he about fell back, in the dining room, and he saw the knife on the counter, and he was just like, yo, just hold on. Like, he already knew, because he'd been doing this for a while. This is like one of my first times. He's been doing this, so he knew if, like, the aggression that I had and me seeing that knife, he knew that if I, like, put two and two together, I was going to grab that knife and, like, maybe threaten him with him, maybe use it, because I'm fighting for my life at this point. I'm ready to take anybody out for this. But, you know, something in me was just like, nah, just run away. Just run, just run. So that's when I got to that point. But back to whenever I was on my, you know, on my face, and I was like, kind of like surrendering myself. Like, that's what it felt like. I was surrendering myself to whatever I have done wrong, just surrendering myself. And I just said, just like, God, like, I was just praying. I was just like, God, whatever this is, like, I'm allowing all of it. Like, I'm not fighting any of it. I'm surrendering myself. And then as soon as I did that, like, everything just disappeared, and I stopped being high. For the rest of the day, it just stopped. Just stopped. Then out of nowhere, I see Talon. Like, it was like because it was a dead end, like I was saying. He kind of went around an apartment. I guess he heard me talking, and he just popped out the bushes. And I'm like a little like thrown back, but I'm sober at this point. So I'm like, okay, like, I gave him a chance. Me and him end up walking with each other. He's like, hey, bro, your dad's on the way. Like, he heard what happened, blah, blah, blah. You called him. And I guess, like, you know, I ended up getting him on the phone, and I'm just like, Dad, I just need you to pick me up right now. And he was just like, all right, I'm on the way. So, you know, I don't remember exactly how it went. I don't know if he was already on the way, or because I called him, he was on the way. But he stopped what he was doing because of the seriousness of my voice, and I was just like, Dad, I just need to come. And this is when I was homeless. I haven't been around my dad for, like, maybe almost a year, like, and then out of nowhere, I'm calling him like, please come get me. I'm ready to come home. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the end of that testimony. I was telling my dad about it, and he was just kind of tearing up, and he believed me, because in that moment, my dad was in that walk, and he still is spiritual to a degree. I think just like anybody else, we're struggling. You know, everybody's struggling to find what this is all about. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's pretty much all I got to share today. But I will be making more videos. All right? So I appreciate y'all.